volume 0%.
Good afternoon, and welcome to One That Meets the Eye. I'm your host, Blind Prime, and for today we're going to be covering the Transformers Jurassic Park Crossover Tyranicon-Rex in his robot mode. You've already seen my YouTube shorts on the size comparison between him and Bumblebee. Here is a nice size comparison with him and the handy-dandy Lego pad. Haven't brought the Lego pad out in a while. Been a little busy. Lego pad-wise, let's get it right in the front. There we go. Head to there. Right? Yep. Cool. Okay, so don't fall. Thank you. He is 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24 studs tall. He is a tall guy. He is a biggin. He is definitely worth the leader class price point, in my opinion. He is large enough for it. And today, we're going to go over him in depth. I'm going to talk about what he feels like, talk about his weight, talk about the plastics, talk about the articulation, talk about the sculpt work, talk. That's what I'm going to do today, because, this guy deserves a bunch of talking about. And also, if you like what you see here and you want to see more, please hit the like button. It really helps out that algorithm and helps me get noticed more because, as a blind advocate, as a person that's trying to raise awareness for the blind, I need to get out there and, for people to find me, for people to see me, for people to listen to my voice, so that I can do the things that this channel is based around doing, which is being an advocate and raising awareness for the blind. So, if you can help me out with that, I'd be 2 thumbs up to you. Thank you so much. And if you've watched a few of my videos and you like what you see here and you want to see more, please, subscribe. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think. I don't mind. I enjoy reading your comments. All right. And of course, I've got my friend Cream over here. Yeah, Cream the cat. He may or may not pop in and attack me in the middle of the video to lick my nose, but he's sleeping right beside me now. So, let's get into this Megatron mold, Tyranicon-Rex. So, he is a Predacon or a Decepticon. I'm not sure. I'm going to assume Decepticon because he came with an Autobot. But then again, he could be a Predacon that's fighting an Autobot. Let's talk articulation first. So, articulation-wise, he has got a single-jointed elbow, and he does not really have anything for his hands. He's got his right arm is pretty messed up when it comes to actual, arm articulation, but yeah, it's decent. It's got some good articulation. That head bit moves, the elbow moves, the shoulder moves. He's also got some bicep rotation there. He's got the same stuff on his other arm, but this big old tail does get in the way. He also has a hand that you can fold out on the other arm, but it's pretty much worthless, because all it does is fold out at a 90-degree angle, and then you can only use it if his arm is flat against his body. But if you put his arm up, then you have to change that. And, yeah, so that is his arms. Honestly, I don't like them too much, but then again, they're like the arms that Megatron had in the show. His arms were kind of crazy like this, and so that makes more sense. Though, I still don't get why this part couldn't transform away, or fold off, or even become kind of a parts former, where you could take off this entire tail section and turn it into a weapon or something. That's a little annoying. I do hate that that's just stapled to that arm. It does... The tail section is a bit heavier than the head section, so he tends to lean towards his left because of the weight of that tail section. So that's a negative there. Articulation-wise, continuing, his head is... mine's got some QC problems. This head is really loose here, but it's on a ball joint, and you can look down and you can look up. That's pretty good. Body center does rotate. Let's get... He can rotate 360 degrees, though a lot of the kibble gets in the way. The hips have the traditional hip stuff that we've seen. Side-to-side motion, no ratchet, sadly, but these joints are very stiff. And it's a very stiff side joint, unlike the Ultra Magnus, which still to this very day constantly upsets me by how loose the side was. And if you're not careful, your Ultra Magnus will always be doing the splits, because for some reason they just screwed that mold up. Though a lot of people like it, and I just don't. I just do not like it. So many people do, and I do not understand why. So let's continue talking about the body single knee joint. He's got a really cool ankle joint that moves his ankle up and down. He does get some side-to-side motion, but his foot doesn't have that really nice side side swivel that we've come to expect from a lot of Transformers feet. This feet is a bit heavy duty, but then again, these feet have got to hold a lot of weight on them. This guy isn't a light dude. You know, this dude hasn't been on a diet. He weighs a good amount, and that's nice. Like, he's a weighty dude. So that's articulation wise, and let's talk sculpt work. So we'll start from the feet. I love the fact that the underside of his feet, his T-Rex feet, are sculpted. We've got that modeled skin texture, and the claws. He's got this nice claw that comes out the back to be a heel. I do wish that there was a part in this foot that could unfold just a bit so that we could get a wider heel. That would have been nice, because you know, there is something there, but I don't know if that's actually a piece to fold out or not. It may just be a problem with the QC, but there is a piece there that you can kind of fold out, but I don't want to. Yeah, I don't think that's actually anything. I think that's just a weird piece. Yeah, so there's no way to fold out a bigger heel for him, which is a sad thing. It would have been nice for him to have more heel action. Made him a little more stable. He is pretty stable because he does have his feet. Since they don't have any heels, they are very wide, which does allow for more stability to occur in the figure in standing. So continuing up with the texture work, it's got the same T-Rex legs that we felt up when he was in T-Rex form. This little side panel that we rotated up in the transformation did reveal some nice robot stuff, you know, like robot skin texture underneath that little piece of you know, dino flesh that you moved out of the way. That was pretty cool. I do like that, and there's a siege port hidden in there, which is really cool. So he does have a siege port on each of his legs, though I think it's a little too small for a siege port. But let's see. We got something around here somewhere. Aha, there we go. We can use this rocket launcher. And let's see. Okay, so there's that part I said was a siege port. Now let's see if it is a siege port. And it may not be, because yeah, it's not. Darn it. See, that is one of those little things that always annoys me. Like, if you're going to make something that moves from one point to another, make it as big as a siege port, so that we can actually, like, when that little hole right there, we could have used to store a weapon, you know? As he doesn't have any storage on his sides. This guy has no siege ports. This is the first leader class with very few siege ports that I've come across. He doesn't have any on his back, and he only has one in each of his hands. And that's it. Oh, one on the bottom of his feet. So 4 siege ports. 4 siege ports for a leader class. Wow. And this came out in Kingdom, where the siege ports were still popular. So, all right. Let's continue going up from the legs. So we've got these cool skin things that become side skirts that we did in the transformation. And then we come over here to the to his crotch area. He's got nice molding there, nice sculpt work going all the way up his body. I do like how that all comes together so well during the transformation. Excuse me. So, you know, he's got that nice swivel, and we come up the core of his body. We feel all of this wonderful robot texture of, like, the you know, the body of a robot. It's nice. I do love how they've managed to put all this texture in there. And then you get the cool little bumpy things that are around Megatron's head, and I don't know if this is the Megatron head mold or not. I'm hoping this isn't. This is Tyranicon-Rex mold head, but they may have repainted the Megatron head. It's been so long since I've seen Beast Wars, actually, that I don't know what Megatron's head feels like, so I can't be sure. But this head is definitely a weird one. It doesn't feel right. Like, it comes down this weird pointy thing that reminds me of those weird helmets. There was that old 80s anime that had people in Falcon outfits, and they had these weird helmets that went over half of their head, and it had a little beak on it. And that's kind of what this reminds me of, is those helmets. Then we come down to you know, his face. He doesn't have he's got a pretty big nose for a robot, but he doesn't have a face mask. He's got lips, so that's neat. Now we're going to flip him around to the back and check out the Kibble Central, the Kibble store. And here we've got a lot of the dinosaur parts folded up on his back. But this doesn't make him a shell former. Even though parts of these do form a shell, a lot of the dinosaur pieces are actually part of the robot mode, and that makes it not a shell former. You know, it's whenever they use like the T-Rex head for his right arm and the T-Rex tail for his left arm. That's all really nice and really well done. And the fact that they use the T-Rex legs, like this is in the shell former, even though it does have a bit of a shell. And though when the shell is folded up on its back, it does just feel like a nice backpack. It isn't too thick. It isn't. It is kind of weighty because of the rubberized plastics they used on this guy. Are a little heavier than normal, but he's got enough in his legs to actually hold up that weight. And I do appreciate the fact that the two skirts for his T-Rex legs do kind of become rocket packs on his back. And it would have been neat if they'd actually included a siege hole or siege port up in there so that you could actually put some blast effects coming out from inside of these two spots, which would act as rocket launchers. Rocket pack, not launchers, rocket pack. So he can fly. Yeah, jetpack, that's the word I'm looking for, a jetpack. Yeah, this figure is, his robot mode is, it's not as articulated as I would like it to be, but definitely leg-wise, it's more articulated than normal, and less articulated than normal simultaneously. This guy, like I said, is kind of a conundrum, but he's an excellent conundrum, and he's an excellent transformation, and you get a very posable robot mode that's part of a T-Rex. So that is just, it's a wild transformer. It's a good ride on the transformation, and the robot mode is it leaves some to be left. I'm left a little wanting from the robot mode, but not very much so. And there are only a few negatives that I can point out, like the not being able to take away this tail section to act as some sort of shield, and the head being a little messed up QC problem wise. It's very loose. I worry about it just breaking and falling off. And no siege ports other than the 4 that he comes with, which, hey Cream, you want to give me loves? Yes, loves from Cream. So the 4 siege ports and no more siege ports, which is super sad. I had hoped for more siege ports, but in the most part, this is one excellent figure. I would rate the robot mode at a 7 out of 10. I have seen better robot modes, but this isn't the worst I've seen, so nice C rating for it. And we combine that together with the, the definite 9 on the T-Rex mode, excellent T-Rex mode. The 8.5 on the transformation and the 7 in the robot comes to, roughly speaking, an 8, and a rough 8. So he gets an 8 in the score chart from me for being an 8 out of 10 for being everything in the package, the entire package. A good beast mode, a good alternate mode, a good transformation, and a good robot. It's all there for you to have, and it comes with another robot in a double pack and the Jurassic Park crossover edition. So if you can pick it up while it's still on sale, it is my recommendation that you do so. It's worth it. Every part of this thing has been a lot of fun, and I have enjoyed every moment of making the videos for this Jurassic Park crossover, and I can't wait to bring you JP93. But I think that come to the end of the day for today when talking about this guy, so I hope you tune in later. I'll be uploading 2 videos today. I've got the Bone Breaker video and this one to upload, so be prepared for blind builds and a More Than Meets the Eye. Once again, that migraine really messed my week up, but we're getting back to it. So until next Pride, bye-bye for now.